What screen did I have you guys on?
We're on the screen. That's me and Uluwala Lululu.
Oh, Walla.
That's the one. I don't have my notes. Where's my
Okay,
notes?
cool. Let's go back to this one.
Oh crap! Delay the stream. I have to get my notes.
Play me out.
Oh, don't feel
Big.
bad.
Consummate professional.
I'm literally still putting up my, still planning the session as I have been behind quite a bit. But hey, what's going on, everybody? On? We need Gesso.
Hello.
There we go. All right. Hey, what's up, everybody? So I was talking a little bit of heads up before we start this game. This game's going to be a lot more kind of investigation of finding out. The crew has been hit with a lot of information over the last couple of sessions. So I wanted to take some time for them to begin to investigate these leads. Since we're playing this as kind of a more narrative storytelling element, I really want to know where everybody wants to head off to and what everybody wants to do before things start happening. We are actually in no real emergency for the first time, I think, since this game has started. And so we're going to kind of play this as kind of an interlude where you all will have some time to restock the ship, buy some weapons, and also do some talking around town. Yep, that is...
Two things. All right, you're still a little loud. And are we gonna play the song?
Oh yeah, we're gonna do it all. I just wanted to do a preemptive.
This is the preamble to the intro.
Yeah. Gosh, now I've got to start all over again.
I'm sorry.
Now we have to vote someone off the.
This is the part where you go find out on how to kickflip a horse, and then the music comes in.
Okay.
Yeah, so this week on how to kickflip a horse.
I got you, Tommy.
Hit me with that loud cricket noise.
No, we don't have no music. There's no music.
No negative.
Whoops.
This is what we do at acapella.
Consummate professionals.
That's right. All right.
Our millions of fans. We apologize.
Anders
Millions of fan.
This is where editing exists. Okay, let me try.
All
right. That's why.
Oh yeah.
Right. Check 1 2. Am I still live?
Yep.
Awesome. So that means, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to How to Kickflip a Horse. This week's episode will be a little investigating, a little checking, a little finding out what the crew is up to. So in a moment, you will hear more from the crew of the Space Egg here at How to Kickflip a Horse. What is happening, everybody? Welcome to How to Kickflip a Horse, a weekly freeform RPG cast focused on collaborative storytelling and abiding to the rule of cool. So this season, we're using the Bryte system and setting that's been developed by Roll20. It's exclusively for use as a virtual tabletop game. The setting is really great. It combines sci-fi and fantasy in a galaxy on the brink of inescapable disaster. So take a moment and meet your crew. First up, we've got Jesse.
Hi. I'm Jesse. I'll be playing the horse Dr. Thorpe and Oron, bent on searching the galaxy. Please don't interrupt my introduction. Thank you.
Are you done, Mr. Horst? I'm sorry. Very, very sorry.
Praise to Mother Egg. Hail Mother Egg. Okay, I'm done.
And we've got Paul.
And this is Paul, I'm playing Prisoner, a driftling, a plastic changeable beast that is on the run right now.
And we've got Tommy.
Howdy, y'all. I'm playing Shan Shagai, the 100,000 bugs. God, I totally lost my train of thought, and loving it. Yeah, totally lost my train of thought. Tight.
Killing it.
Yeah, dude. But yeah, I am. God, totally lost.
I mean,
it.
you are 100,000 bugs. It's hard to keep track of all those thoughts.
Yeah,
He's got other things on his mind.
Thinking about bug stuff.
And of course, we've got Ivan.
Hello, I'm Ivan, and I will be playing Oravona, an Eno journalist and smuggler on a quest for truth and maybe vengeance. I don't know yet. We'll see how it goes.
And I am Arius, and I will be playing everybody else. So let's get to it. So last session, we had a trip back from the destroyed. Well, it wasn't destroyed. There was a mining station called the Dawn, I believe, that a lot of crazy stuff happened on. There was people who got turned into plasma ghosts. There were people who you became friends with, actually, and convinced them to get back on a ship and come back to the homeworld. On that trip, you all learned you all learned a lot of information. So I thought maybe I'd turn it over to you guys and kind of see what you all recall from the conversation.
Well, the conversation with the ghost folk?
Well, no, we're talking about... Sorry. So you had the conversation with the ghost folk. You guys got back on the ship where you had a conversation with Lawala, a scientist
I'm sorry.
from the ARC organization, which is an organization that's working really hard to conserve everything that's happening on this planet, in this universe. And she spilled a lot of tea, as the kids would say.
Do the kids still say that?
I don't know. They didn't like the 1920s, and I think it's.
I've heard the young adults say it as well. They say it all the time on the space book.
So I think one of the most disturbing things, at least to Horst, was the ship is powered by a system called MI, Magical Intelligence, and it's kind of when MI was invented by the Glean, which were the scientists. There was a very interesting change of events because old plasma energy was no longer needed. People could now travel the stars with a magically intelligent device like AI, but with personality and empathy. But the MI on the space egg was acting up, wasn't it, Horst?
It was indeed. My poor little mama egg. She seems to have been recalling memories, and I think they were a bit of a clue to how the MIs are created.
Indeed. We also learned a little bit about the entity that saved you guys, or something, a connection between, as you were escaping the first station, you ripped a hole in time-space. We don't know exactly what it was, but you traveled in an area that you'd never traveled before, and there is now a connection between what you saw and ancient religious text of the Glean organization as well, the Glean species. So there's a lot of stuff going on, and there's also the Daylight. The Daylight are a bunch of cultist members who are kind of crazy and hellbent on using the burn to further their religious group and believe that the burn is good, and they are trying to bring people towards them, and they're trying to bring people to this idea that we need to accept the burn. So if you are not righteous and you're not pure, that you will be burned. Like Republicans to LGBTQ people, basically. I'm sorry.
Got him.
Yeah.
Boom. Any outlet.
Welcome to
That's
How
it.
to Kick Flip a Horse, radical leftist podcast.
We will not apologize for our opinions.
Absolutely not. Fascists get the wall.
All right. So
Long live
we are.
Grady.
So okay. So what I wanted to do with this session is you all are back now on Ozobni, which is right here in the close to the middle of the galaxy. You all have a chunk of change, and so you've got some money. Yeah, this is the space egg. So you all have got some money. You all have got some time. There's various people that you can talk to. Luwala has just gotten off the ship. Whoa! Don't do that.
I didn't mean to do that.
Whoa! I didn't know you.
That was
you could
not
do that.
intentional.
Whoa, you moving
I
the
am
whole
moving the
boundaries
galaxy.
around.
I didn't know you had
That back
access to
there.
that stuff.
This galaxy is mine.
Dude, it's going to be a lot easier to get to Ozobni now.
And I just move it over here.
It's like Futurama, right? Like we just move the galaxy around the ship.
Right. The improbability drive.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, but that okay. Fantastic. So there's a couple of things that are going on. Let's see how much money you guys have. Let's go back to your
Probably a
ship,
good
'cause
fucking
you all
bit.
took-
I know I haven't spent a dime.
Donated most of
gonna-
the money to the ship.
We're gonna have more when we get paid for solving that. Or wait, did Luwala pay us already? Did I add that money?
Paid us last time.
Oh yeah. Okay, so
But, when we
Luwala
get
paid
paid
us
for-
Yeah, I'm gonna get paid for that hard drive.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so tell us a little bit. And did you tell the crew about this whole hard drive thing?
Probably not at length, but Prisoner definitely. I mean, Prisoner was the one that succeeded in getting the hard drive off of the ship before we bailed to run from ghosts.
Mm-hmm.
So he at least knows it's there. I feel like it's going to be interesting. At some point, we got to do a scene between Prisoner and Oravona, because Prisoner is getting an ever-increasing amount of dirt on Oravona, just through happenstance more than anything. And also, I definitely caught when Prisoner saw the USB drive, or whatever the fuck it's called. I'm going to keep calling it a USB drive because I'm dumb as hell.
Data transfers something.
There you go.
3.5
A USB data transfer drive. Yep, that one. But he recognized the emblem on it, so that makes Oravona want to ask him what his history with the Order of Heroes?
Yep.
Of Heroes.
The OOH. The ooh.
Oh.
Yeah, so,
the logo, I believe.
So if
that's
they're nefarious and Prisoner knows it, Prisoner is. It seems like he's fine with the nefariousness, because even though we've spent a week or so, or well, no, we spent longer than that at this point together in space, but we still don't really know each other that well. So
Mhm.
either he's cool with me ostensibly working for these guys, or he's planning to, make it not cool later.
Shake you down.
I think scene-wise, I just stormed out, right? So it's pretty much the three of
Oh
you.
yeah, you were all type of upset.
That's true.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I've been
we're in
worried
the
about
cockpit.
role-playing it all day.
Yeah, so
Aw.
you all have been you're about to get onto a Zobni. We'll say you see the approach. You kind of get the the call in that's prepare for. Oh, you guys are not there. No, we do not want to go back there.
Yeah, I was like, wait a second, I've seen this before.
That place no longer exists.
Aha, chumps.
Fucking god.
So yeah, you are outside talking with and then here we go. This is the map. All right, so yeah, you stormed out and you had a little conversation with Luwala where you got some more information as you stormed out, upset because tell me a little bit about what's going on in your mind. Like, so you have a story path, and tell me a little bit about what's going on with your well-being.
Well, I would say that that's honestly two different like roads right now. Because well, no, not entirely, but they're diverging because Horst has a drug addiction to a drug called the gels, which helps make him an even more excellent pilot on top of his natural abilities. And his main source of it is his great friend, Orvana. Um, but
Oravona.
Horst would know that. Just
Best friend.
Jesse doesn't,
Sorry.
Excuse me.
Just for the sake of verisimilitude.
Yes. Lieutenant Ori, as Horst likes to call
Han.
him,
Han. Yeah.
is a little bit shady, and has been keeping some secrets from Horst, and Horst is finding out, and he's getting a little upset by it. That doesn't have to do with my next step in my story path, but it had to do with the previous step in my story path, because Horst likes his drugs, and he likes his friends honest, and he also discovered that he might not know everything he thought he knew about Oro as well as Mother Egg. And those are the two, pun intended, rocks in his life.
Now, is gel is a known like drug, right? Across like the known space.
Yes, but
right?
its effects on the Ulron race,
Right.
what Horst is,
Unknown.
are lesser known.
Sure.
Yes.
Okay. Oh yeah, lesser known. But by and by, when a creature, takes gel, over time, it usually almost always has negative biological effects, right? Like is that like the assumption most people work under when they see gel, or like since it's like, it's like, well,
Yeah, it's just kind of how drugs work, right?
Yeah, you tell me, Doc.
Well, is this like spice in like the Dune worlds? Because you say it makes you a better pilot. Like, is this like kind of what makes you able to really do the crazy piloting, and everyone kind of knows that, or?
Well, yeah, because
Only
I want to know
Oro
from like
really knows that.
should I be like, would we be worried about like, I mean, because it's like, I don't know, like there could be an alien race where it's like, oh yeah, they only consume alcohol. It's the only way they need to filter alcohol to live. So it's like, okay, so alcohol doesn't have any bearing on their society. But like, in our universe, would like gel be the, is it like the crack cocaine of like Space World? If I saw it, would my character care?
I mean, not that I want to say like everything it's canon from how I reacted to it last time, but my reaction to it was like, hey, I know this stuff. I know why you use it. Like, it's okay to use it once in a while. Like, be recreational with it, or use it when we really need some piloting. But like, it's not the end all be all. But I'm also far from like a teetotaler here.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm just like, hey, I know what that shit is. Teetotaler, yes.
I have it in my head that only Horst and Oro really know about Horst's drug use.
Sure.
Well, not anymore.
But, yeah. Prisoner is catching on very quickly.
Yeah.
All right, so I guess we could do that scene now. There's, we could kind of handle all these questions in game, and I'll kind of steer it if there's any questions that we kind of don't have the answers to.
AKA use your funny voices.
Do it again, but in your funny voice.
All right, so like I said, Horst and Orvona just literally got into a fight, and we can rehash that kind of situation. I don't remember exactly how you all left things off, but it was, like you said, you are not trusting of each other at the moment.
I think that's a one-way street.
I don't
doesn't have any reason to not trust me.
Yeah,
well, that's
you
why,
just
that's
stormed off and like
And
smashed
punched the door off the hinge, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I mean, I at the end of it, I was like egging the situation on by talking about some gel after everything had calmed down.
Sure.
But I think that we had, I got that suave roll, and I think
Right.
we've kind of settled on Horses just like stressed out over everything. But I didn't think it was much about like distrust in regard to Oro.
Well, actually, that's
Yeah,
true because
I interpret it more as so like from Horst's point of view, he is upset with Oravona because the only dose of gel remaining was destroyed
Yeah,
at the other station. Like Horst still
Correct.
doesn't know that Oravona has more doses of gel, and it was just like a momentary cruelness of Prisoner to be like, hey, what about those other gels? You know, I don't know if any of your parents were dicks when you were kids, but I remember one time my dad at Christmas was like, what's that other present behind the couch? And I was like, whoa, what? Other presents? And then it wasn't anything behind the couch, and he was like, ha, gotcha, small idiot.
Damn.
I was like, damn, Dad, what the hell?
That's rough.
That's about the spirit of what Prisoner did last week.
Yeah, so I feel like, I feel like that's a thing that we can all identify with, right?
Yeah. I also Horst had a little heart to heart with Luala too, and she gave him some more drugs that calmed him down.
Oh, what did Luala give you?
I don't even remember that. Horst
More
didn't ask, he just took
laxants or something.
something that chilled
She was
him out.
like-
He kept asking for more.
Children's chewable Tylenol.
Yeah.
Hey man,
Aspirin,
placebo
baby
effects are
aspirin.
real.
It's true.
They sure are. No, the drug was like a mild sedative, something that was
Cool.
actually-
This little horse go nap.
yeah. And Horse needed 2 of them.
Mm-hmm.
They're horse tranquilizers.
Oh,
Oh, good. The game's over.
well, good playing with you guys. I'm gonna sign
And
off.
there it is.
Good night, everybody.
Okay,
All right.
so we can pick that up from there. We could say that probably like short from approaching the planet, and why don't we take it from there, guys?
Horse seems to be in a mood. Oro.
To say the least, my friend.
You hear me?
What in the fuck kind of a noise was that? What do you think he's doing in there?
Maybe more gel.
I find that somewhat unlikely, but let us hope not. Anyway, prisoner, can I speak with you in the cockpit, perhaps, for just a moment?
Sure, let's go.
No biggie, no big deal. Don't worry about it. All right, come on. And so we head into the cockpit, and I say, look, I know what it looks like, and I know you must be thinking all types of horrendous shit about me for what what you have seen with vis-a-vis the contents of my pockets. But I am no Zeto Zepeko. I keep the drugs from Horst to protect him. I know that he has a problem, and unfortunately, I am not a qualified individual to help him to solve this problem, but I can, at the very least, mitigate it by, giving him a controlled supply. And I think that while it is dishonest, it is a dirty trick, the move of Skromirion. It serves a purpose. No one can fly like he does, and if you hope to continue on as part of our crew, I hope that you can understand and that you can forgive me, and also to help me to protect our good friend Horst.
And my response is that I've been around. I've been a gun for hire. I've done things on other planets we don't want to talk about. I've seen people do worse things. I've also seen how people can really go down a bad path with that stuff. So
Indeed.
I'm not phased by Horst being upset on it, or you hiding it from him. It's probably good that you do. I'm not going to say anything to him. I don't do that really out of respect for you or him. It's just like it's kind of not my place, and I've like I say, it's not the first time I've been in a situation where someone's been on this stuff.
Well,
So yeah, no, nothing. Yeah, I'm not gonna mention it to Horst. I know that you have some if it ever needs to come up, but it's not something that I ever it's just water under the bridge.
certainly. For what it's worth, I appreciate your stance, and I hope that in time you will maintain your silence, not from indifference, but from compassion for Horst, as I do.
Yeah, well, so I mean,
Thank you for understanding.
absolutely. I mean, I've only been on this ship for 2 weeks, but and we really don't know
My
each
God,
other.
has it been 2 weeks already? My God.
It's probably been much longer than 2 weeks.
It's-
Has it?
We all have traveled. I'd probably say at this point it's been maybe a month or two.
Okay.
All right. Has it been a month already? That's unbelievable. It seems like only yesterday that we were rescuing you from that cult.
And that's why it's like I'm saying this not out of just indifference, but it's out of respect for you all that kind of came in and burst through this through these daylight cultists and let me escape. So I'm paying back that and just going along with how your crew operates right now.
I appreciate it. But again, we did not rescue you for to have you in our debt. We rescued you because it is the right thing to do.
Well, I typically rescue people for money, so I'm not quite sure why you would do that.
I mean,
but,
for certain, we will get some money for damn sure. Let's get off the boat and hit the town. I got the fair clip coming to me. I feel it's only fair to cut you in from the little side mission I did there. Also, I meant to ask you, what is your? I saw the way you looked at my USB drive. What if any, is your history with the Order of Heroes, my friend?
So
if you don't mind me asking.
I've done some work for them before, and it wasn't pretty. They had me hunting a very dangerous animal on my homeworld, a place that I really did not want to go back to. They essentially, through the Daylight Cult, ordered me to do this against my will. And when this animal attacked, I mean, I was lucky because it's a very deadly animal. It got one of their guys, and I used him basically as bait into a trap to subdue this animal. And they didn't seem phased at all that he was in many, many pieces.
They did not care at all.
Yaska Drafado.
Some other information that you probably know about the Order of Heroes is that they are also pretty fanatical about the burn. The Daylight didn't really want to work with them because they feel like they kind of have opposing views, but their Venn diagram of creepy shit they can do together falls in essence where they can really help each other out, but not truly respect each other. You know that it's a bunch of scientists, and you know that they are also just doing some experimentation with the burn, but you didn't get much more information than that. You know that there's been Order of Hero people who have landed in your homeworld before, prisoner. So you know that, and I would say everybody else has heard whispers. They're not necessarily a super secret group, but nobody really knows too much about them, and they're not really advertising, but they are out there.
Like a Space Anonymous.
Yes.
It's not space in the Daylight or space QAnon.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, fair.
But yeah, these guys, they don't seem to have too many morals. They want what they want, and they'll do anything to get it.
Interesting. So I had an idea for a double cross. Let me bring you in on this plan. See what you think of this. So I had thought maybe what I would do is swap out the Order of Heroes USB with the USB that I had received from our Povi friend, or what is goddamn
Yes.
Povi, was the right name? What was
No,
that guy's
was
name?
The right species. His name is Telon.
Telon.
No.
Nope.
It is not.
Latest.
Sorry.
Latest was his name.
Latest.
Yep. From my good friend Latest the Povi. He's an engineer. We might actually, it might be worth our while to meet up with him again on Ozobny. But he gave me this USB, and I was thinking maybe I swap the contents and I get some money off of this sketchy hacker dude that, like, I know him, but I don't really know him, you know what I mean? And maybe we keep that info for ourselves, give it to a more worthy recipient, like perhaps Ark would be able to do something with, because like they're the ones that rescued those unfortunate plasma ghosts. After all, you know what I mean?
I mean, Ark, Order of Heroes, Daylight Cult. I mean, it's all just another group to me. I don't. I know that the Order of Heroes, they're very technically advanced. So, my concern is, are we going to get away with this? I have no morals against doing what you want, as long as there's some coin for Khajiit.
Certainly.
But
Khajiit has coin if you have,
Weird.
willingness to back double cross. No, I mean, like, do you think? What I'm really asking is, will you back my play if it comes to it? If it's like, if the handoff doesn't go well, can I rely on you to back me up, perhaps?
Me and all four of my arms will be there.
Excellent. All right, prisoner. I must admit, I had my doubts at first when the time that you told those guys that you were one of them and then you busted out the window of their spaceship. It had me a little scared. And I wondered, it made me question where your loyalties lied, but now I can see that despite the mainly fluid nature of your corporeal form, you are a solid guy. Ah?
Somewhat solid.
Well done.
Whatever you drink when we get back to Wheel Space Sally's, it is on me.
I'll take you up on that.
Please do, my friend. Please do, Trevor. What'd you say?
That
Sorry.
I said, are you going to bring Doc into this conversation?
No, this was just me and prisoner.
Yeah, I kind of saw myself out at the beginning of that conversation.
Well, I'm
I
just
feel
trying
like-
to keep trying
I
to keep
Doc
track
can
who knows
infer.
your sneaky plans, is what I'm trying to say.
And was
I'm not-
Doc secretly transmitting them to me via the plugin? No.
Fools! No, it's not
Damn,
that.
that would be a hell of a move.
Could I have
NSA,
without your
bug.
High drama.
Yeah, dude.
We decided that it was good for the Paul Wall gag, but that it is not good for actual gameplay to have it be always on. So
Yes.
I think
So
we
it's just-
agreed. We agreed
Yes, I
that it's
agree.
assumed to be. It has to be intentional. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah,
You're
as
like-
much as I would enjoy, and it's like I think it would be like.
So that just
you-
means that we're all intentionally sending Paul Wall lyrics to each other.
Yeah.
That's
Like
what
20
the question was going to be.
Yeah,
So we're
yeah,
just
yeah.
like a radio of us singing Still
Right.
Tippin'. Cool.
Horst is angry in the other room, and all the rest of us can think about is still tipping on fofos, ripping fofo.
Mhm.
We all know
I
how
love
that song
it.
goes, right?
You've been
Yeah.
killing it with the scat game tonight.
Yabba dabba wee baba bada bop. That's what I always say.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so in the other room, to kind of finish things off, we will just say that, let's see, where is use? Nope. Nope. Is it? Hey, this is the one. Forget what you just saw.
I missed it.
Good. All right. So in the other room, Lawala, the scientist on the left, is a Glean. You discovered, Horst, just as a reminder, that the vision that you saw and the words that you used had some meaning. As she looked at her paper and she says, as you all are beginning to kind of get into docking, Mother Egg comes aboard. She's like, we're approaching. We have been requested for docking authorization. Horst, please return to the cockpit so we can finish landing maneuvers. And Lawala gets to use like, I want you to remember and stop by when you have a chance. We need to go over the information that the Dawn had. We need to know what happened to these people, and we need to know what is going on. Just please, when you get a chance, come stop by our offices here on Azogni, and I will fill you in with any information that I can.
Okay, Lawala, take this, and I'm going to pull the bug out of my ear and hand it to Lawala.
Okay.
I thought we already gave Loala a bug.
Well, we are doing it now on camera.
Okay.
This is my secret one that the rest of the crew doesn't know about.
Except
Lawala,
Doc?
Yeah, I was gonna say, would I get
Not
like
without
a
my
shut
consent.
down? Are you removing yours, or are you giving another?
I'm going to ask you for another one.
Oh yeah, then
I'm
like
gonna tell
even
you I accidentally squished
un-
mine.
unbeknownst to you, I would just think like a second one would, like as you're thinking it, a second one would scutter towards you, eventually making its way under your shoulder.
That's perfect. I love that.
I had
yeah,
a wicked.
so you, everybody all of a sudden hears, "Hey, this is pretty cool. Hey guys, this is Lawala. I've got
Mute yourself, Lawala.
Oh, sorry. I'm trying to figure out.
God damn it.
I'm
This
just
is why we
saying
can't
Blue's-
have nice secrets.
I'm just saying, Blue's kind of sus though. I'm out.
I'm going to hop in a vent.
Yeah. So you're feeling pretty good. Unless anybody's got anything else going on, we can do our landing.
Cool.
Disembark. Bam.
All right. So
Can't wait to land this thing on sedatives. Let's go. I love driving high. Let's go.
It says
Not in
pretty
real life,
specifically on the bottle, do not operate heavy machinery. I think the egg qualifies.
Well, it's fantastic because as you all land, you see a familiar face waiting for you at the docks.
Oh, it's that dude.
Oh yeah.
Which is fantastic.
Latest.
Which is fantastic that you brought him up because he was coming up at the next scene. That's awesome.
Hell yeah.
What a
Hey
space
guys,
segue.
what's going up? What's going on? I've been waiting around. I want to see how everything went. I know you guys have been traveling a lot, and just want to check in, see if you guys were able to fix any issues.
Huh?
I mean, it was, it was still pretty weird. We never really figured out what happened with the record scratch with the mother egg. Let's see what else happened. We met some plasma ghosts. Yeah, we made some friends with some plasma ghosts. It was a good time, all things considered. We almost got crushed by a giant crab robot, and we almost got vaporized by some plasma geists. But
Plasma ghosts. Well, I've never seen anything like that. Oh, you guys have such interesting stories going on.
I know, right? You should check out. You should check out my blog.
We'd like to stay active.
So I just want to let you guys know the video of you guys making a fool of yourselves on the station. I went ahead
No,
and
that's how that happened.
Yeah, I went ahead and I've been turning down these different satellite signals. There have been little transmitters that have been showing up all over Zobni, and I guess on other planets as well. And the ones that I could find, I was able to create a frequency that nulls them all out. So you won't be seeing any more of that embarrassing footage of you guys up anymore.
All right, awesome. Thank you, ladies.
Great.
Is there any way that you could supplant what is being broadcast and maybe use my photos and my article to show the people that Daylight is basically a bunch of chumps?
I mean, yeah, I could definitely help you out, but your article, I mean, it sounds like if you've got legitimate, I can definitely find a source for you. I don't have to, use these back doors and everything like that. But yeah, I can help.
Oh,
you.
that would be great. I mean, I'm partial to the pirate radio kind of approach myself. But if you know more legitimate channels that will help that info about Daylight get to more folk across all access, that would be mighty preferable.
I didn't exactly say legitimate. I just know other ways, if you know what I mean. Some would be legitimate.
Clearly I don't, otherwise I wouldn't have assumed they were legitimate, but I trust you implicitly, you adorable little green man.
Oh, thanks. All right.
I give him a little pat on the head. He's like, oh, I love you.
I have a PhD.
More like a PH adorable.
My PHA.
He walks up to the ship and he puts his hand on the ship and he's kind of like, "Oh, looks like you all have been through a little bit again. You all need some help getting this thing back together?"
I mean, I managed not to crash the ever-loving shit out of her this time.
Yes, please.
Oh,
Yes,
yes.
Thank you, Latus.
Yeah, no problem. I've just actually got a job down here now working at the docks, and so I get a lot of time to be down here. Yeah, you really don't know what's going on. You should see some of the hack jobs that they do. So when I heard you guys were coming back, I made sure to install myself here and take care of you guys. So, if you need any anything installed, I know there's
hell yes, Latus.
New equipment.
Way to take charge and be the master of your own destiny, my dude.
Thanks, man.
Hell yeah.
We can finally get those cryopods we've been talking about.
When were we talking about cryopods?
So
that we were using cryopods.
Yeah.
Well, I thought we had agreed that we needed cryopods after we had prisoners.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yes, I do.
I
do remember this conversation now. I'm sorry, Horst. Horst, how are you feeling? Did you have a nice lay down before we landed?
He just does. Horst does a little shaka.
What's that?
Like the Hawaiian, thumbing, the call me sign with your hand.
Oh,
the call me.
Yeah, he goes.
I call that the hang ten.
Oh yeah, he does the hang ten. He goes shaka
For sure.
All right, cool. That's heartening to me.
Good.
Yes, I'm totally into cryopods. Yes, let us hook us up with some cryopods. How much do they cost?
Give me a second as I find these. They changed.
1,000 Argent.
Oh shit! What a deal.
that is my final offer. What was it?
We have all the occupants aboard the ship, the Egg. They've all been released in.
Yeah, we turned them all over to ARC. ARC took the prisoners to local authorities, and they put the ones that were taken unwillingly into
orphanage
rehousing program. Yeah.
Cool. And
then the Daylight prisoners were kind of taken to a kind of the security overguild is holding on to them.
Oh, right.
So they're being investigated right now. You haven't heard much about
what's in their ears too.
That would remind with Orwala, right? Lawala. I guess I could communicate with her anyway. I asked her about information. She knows to let me know about any information about any displaced Rorna, right? Okay, cool.
Exactly. The two of you have talked, and she said the same thing to you. She gave you information about the fact that there are some Ronan different parts that she's worked with. Because ARC when the Roran were all disconnected from the hive, they were just a mess, and Ark was the ones that showed up and helped you guys kind of get reconnected, at least to be individual beings.
Yeah.
So they have a record of what's going on. But okay, cool. So let me see if you guys go into your compendium and you look up ship modules, modules. You will see a list of stuff that you all have to purchase.
Oh, that's a lot more stuff than on the other page.
Yep, a lot more stuff's been added. I can't even
Oh,
find
yeah.
that other page. That other page has been taken out. It's somewhere, but they've removed that. So
Well, so if you look on the journal tab, you scroll down all the way. There's a tab called ship parts, or a category called ship parts. That's got
yep,
cryo chamber, turret, cannon, lounge, blah 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 blah. But yeah, I guess that's all just holdovers from the
yeah, they don't
from
even
the
do
like
it.
playtest guy, huh?
Yep, this is all from the beta test, but they have stuff like anchor guns, boarding tubes, cryo chambers, currency nodes,
Boarding
digital
tubes.
Yeah,
That sounds
I was
cool.
boarding
sector
tubes.
controls,
Where were we
emergency
looking at for this?
boosters.
I
The
don't
cryo
see
chamber's
anything
under
for ship
5,000.
modules in the compendium.
If you just click, you might.
Do you see it, Jesso?
What is it?
I
Ship modules?
Yeah.
Yeah, click on the eye on the top there.
The what?
The
Oh, the
one that
eye,
looks like
got
an
it.
information
Okay.
button.
Yeah. I'm smart.
And-
Okay, cool.
You see the topic? You can,
Mm-hmm.
when you click on it, it brings stuff up.
Mm-hmm.
Yep,
Okay.
I watched him do it on the stream and was like, "Oh, I'm an idiot. I just missed that several times."
Cool.
Oh, we can buy a little escort fighter. That's so cute. It's like the
Yeah.
little drones in FTL.
Nice.
Hull gunk? Oh my god, it sounds like you're buying us some hull gunk.
Yeah, that's what you guys are using as toothpaste.
That's 50,000 argent. We don't have that much.
Well, then I guess you shouldn't have piloted the ship, huh?
No,
We-
it's 5,000
Oh,
origins for
damn.
Hulgunk.
Oh, I was talking about the drone guy.
Yeah.
Whoa, guys!
Cryo chamber is only 5,000.
Turret command station at the very bottom. You can operate the combat modules remotely.
Oh, cool.
So we can park the egg outside and have her shoot in on something.
Well, yeah, but you
Pretty
don't have to
much.
be at the gun to use it. You can use it from anywhere
Yeah.
on the ship.
This is
true too.
actually one of my personal favorites.
Oh my god, soul cannon.
I was just looking
Whoa.
at it. Ammo drains 1 health level from the ship's MI when fired.
Oh, well,
Whoa.
delete
Look how
that
much
because we're
damage
never
it
using
does.
that.
Look how much
Three,
damage it
three
does.
damage must be pretty high, huh?
Yeah, I believe so.
And then you take another 2 damage after I punch you for using it.
Shopping episode.
I hit you. You hit the floor. Ambulance hit 60.
There's going to be 2 hits. I hit you and Kid Rock's Bob with the Bob playing in the background. You got that queued up, Oro?
What do you think is the most pressing that we need for the ship? If we were to prioritize.
But just based on, since I've been on the ship, I could just notice how much toothpaste is all around. Probably need some more.
We are almost certainly out of toothpaste at this point.
Because, cryo chambers.
I like the cryo chamber
But
idea.
it might actually. It can see. It says additionally, cryo chambers can be used to hold prisoners without the possibility of escape. That is cool, but
See?
Like,
So you'd have to buy them per. So they're 5,000 a pop. But we wouldn't need it. It would be cool too if any of us got or any one of us or you, were sick or dying. We could probably free
that's the
too.
other thing.
So I don't know. I wouldn't buy one for everyone, but I guess I could see. How much do we have Argent total?
It was
Like 22,000.
So we got money to play, but you don't want to be. It's gonna go quick because everything's you're
Right.
playing at least
Oh.
5,000 for
Got
anything.
2,000.
But we can also put more in the sealed, and that'll just grow over time.
Yeah, there's
That's true.
5,000. So this is what I've got for you guys. Can you see this?
Yeah, I see on the bottom there
Yep.
5.
So You've got 5,000 sealed, 25 unsealed. And
What is the?
You still have 5,000 to collect from the other half of Oro's job, and it's been sealed for 30 days. I'm gonna say.
I mean,
Job.
Where is?
Actually, you know what? I've said it's been 2 months, right? So
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and say that it's been sealed for 60 days.
what is the difference between the sealed and unsealed? I guess you get currency and it unlocks after like a transaction.
Yeah,
With
the
sealed like
sealed
grows.
Yeah.
Argent's like yeast money.
Yeah, think of it like yeast money, or think of it like magic Bitcoin.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
it's like
when
magic
it's sealed, it's
Bitcoin.
processing.
hmm
And
All right.
so then,
It's mushroom spores.
I think we need the burst laser 2 and the scrap arm collector.
Yeah. Nice.
Thank you. Thank you for being the only one that gets that reference. We could go through this list honestly and probably like maybe just take things off that we're never gonna buy. Like I don't think we're ever gonna buy the soul cannon. I don't think we're ever gonna buy.
Yeah, that's reasonable.
You know what I mean? Like we're never gonna buy another
Don't-
healing bay.
Yeah, as I said, we already have a healing bay.
Sure.
It'll be less to look at because we're gonna need to look at like what a particle cannon is versus what a pivot turret is versus a rotating. What the hell is a
Right,
pivot versus
we should-
rotating turret?
At this, I feel like at this point, if we're looking at ship upgrades, we should be looking at stuff that is like obvious and practical.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
For example, the cryo chamber, we've all already discussed the uses of that, and it aligns with what the game has written for it. So that I think is a no-brainer. We have 5,000 Argent. We have space on the ship. We can just pop that shit in the med bay.
2 hours maybe.
I think one's enough. What's it? It's
Yeah.
4 pods.
It's no one pod per 5,000 Argent.
This cryo
This cryo
chamber
chamber
can
holds up to
okay,
4
so
size 1.
hold up to
creatures.
4
Oh.
size 1 creatures at a time. So I
Oh,
guess
shit.
it would.
I don't want to be in there with a prisoner if I'm hurt.
That's
I mean,
fair,
prisoner.
but
If you're really
frozen.
hurt. Yeah, I mean, also I can get small. Right now I'm not, but I can shrink.
I think he meant prisoner, not
Oh.
you,
Yeah.
prisoner. We could sacrifice. I mean, we still only have 5 of us on the bunks. On the crew. Jeff Beams is in permanent stasis until we find a 5th player.
So
We
here's
could
the-
sacrifice one of these bunk rooms. Yeah, can you bring up
Yeah.
the? Oh yeah, you just did. Okay, cool.
So Jeff
Um,
Beams is actually going to be taking off.
Oh yeah, he's gonna just fly out.
Yeah, Jeff Beams. When you guys land, I guess we could do this scene now. I was going to do a little bit.
That's
later.
fair.
Jeff Beams, like, I have
Miss
some
you, JB.
very important information that I was.
You
able
were so
to-
cool and badass.
Mm-hmm.
I'll miss you, Tiny Gundam.
We couldn't be here without you. Prisoners
It's-
shedding tears right now.
Mm-hmm.
The valor this crew has shown has been phenomenal, and I wish that I could stay longer. Unfortunately, I have received some very disturbing information from ARC from the station for the daylight, and it's very important that I get back to ARC right away and begin working on this. However, I believe that your services may be needed again in the future, but for now,
Oh, I don't doubt that, my friend. It was great to meet you, Jeff Beams. You were a valiant teammate.
Farewell,
Excuse
my
me.
armor.
Take this bug and put it in your ear.
You should already. Yeah, you should have a bug.
You should have
Probably
yeah.
has one. I'll write if I ever learn how. Alright, cool. Well, so goodbye, giant robot man. Anyway, that means we have plenty of room for cryo chamber. I feel like we can supplant this bunks for the cryo chamber, maybe.
sure.
What else? We have two heavy front cannons. Maybe we get some rear facing cannons.
Horst must have the MI grounder.
What does
Tell us
that
about
do?
this MI grounder.
Oh, cool. Puts her into Cortana.
Well, we don't have enough, but we
Yeah.
can definitely work towards that.
Yeah, definitely. Once we
my
get
God.
enough, I'll do that.
That's
For
so
damn sure. That's
exciting,
cool as hell.
Forrest. Hell yeah.
I love having an actual mama egg on here.
Mm-hmm.
And increases their MI's maximum health.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Sorry to
Oh,
interrupt.
it's
I
good.
just saw that and got super excited.
Oh, it's super exciting.
What I would expect from Horse. Butting into the. So we're having a very detailed conversation. Wait, guys, I need this.
Guys, I gotta tell you about this thing.
Let me tell you about.
It seems like there's only. Okay, so there's two types of turret that we can afford. That we could put on the back, but then that will leave us with 2,000 unsealed argent, and that's it.
Mm.
So we can get the cryo chamber, and we can get either a fixed turret or a pivot turret
True.
to put on the rear of the ship, because I feel like that's another thing worth working towards. I love the idea of making Mama into Cortana, but I feel like not getting bullseyed from the rear might be a better idea.
Yeah. I'm leaning towards a
You know
pivot
what
turret.
I mean. You know what I'm talking about. Thermogara Fitith.
Hey, take me out to dinner first. You know what I'm saying?
Of
You
course,
guys-
I'm taking my intention is to take everyone out to dinner as soon as we land.
Hey,
Drinks, food, drogas, whatever.
excellent. Oro, have you seen the smuggling chamber?
The what?
There's a smuggling chamber.
Ooh, that sounds fun. Oh, it's only 5,000.
I'm
Yeah.
saying.
Well, it's going to take us away from our overall MI goal, but yeah.
This is a
Well-
smuggling ship.
Well, how much money? I mean, yeah, it's true. That's too cool of a thing.
I mean, my take on it is, if someone's gotten on the ship already, we're fucked.
No, but one of them hides in the smuggling chamber and pops out, and you're surprised, and then they die of a heart attack.
But you've never seen Star War Crimes?
Star Wars Crime Special Victims Unit.
Yeah. Got him.
Yep.
Sci-Fi Victims Unit.
No, pops in and out.
Is
Oh,
this,
yeah.
So is upgrading our ship relevant for the rest of the game, or is this something we should do off main?
I mean, I thought it would be something that we could kind of. I probably should have given you all a heads up. It's kind of like leveling up. We can do this off screen if you guys would like. And we could talk about it next time. But
Nice.
I
I
figured-
mean, whatever.
figured.
Yeah, we can talk about it more in depth off the stream if it seems like it's bogging down. Like if you have other stuff for us to get to, like on
No,
Azobi, if that's what you'd rather us focus the time on, I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I was going to give you guys a couple more minutes actually to just talk about the stuff and show
Alright, cool.
off what we've got, and then I was going to start moving you guys along in a little bit. But yeah, no, this is kind of like I said, this I'm still putting stuff together for where you're going to go. So this is one of the things that I wanted you all to look at.
Gotcha.
Cool.
But we can move on whenever. So are you definitely doing the cryo chambers? Did you say?
Yeah, I
Yep.
think
Mhm.
definitely a cryo chamber in this bunk.
Okay.
I do really like the smuggling chamber because it's cheap and it will leave us with substantially more argent than buying a rear-facing cannon will.
Mhm.
But there is a more practical part of me that thinks getting a rear-facing pivot turret would be ultimately the better idea, because like we'll get 5,000 argent again in no time, and the sealed argent we have is gonna multiply. So
Yeah,
That's
from
true.
prisoner's perspective, I'm just like, oh, I want some guns on this ship. Like, I felt like we were outgunned with these, the
Yeah,
craft that
we
like
could've taken
boarded
it further.
onto us. Like it latched onto us. It came at us from the side because we couldn't shoot at it. But I'm also like, hey, this isn't my ship. I'm not gonna really fight for anything here. Of like, just whatever you guys want. But I'd go for guns.
Yeah, I always want to lean towards
value
guns, but we've been doing pretty good on space combat, though.
We've been running away.
Yeah, the one time we did it, we did shoot down a fair number of dudes.
Yeah,
but,
and we had like,
Really?
yeah, we were outnumbered, and we had our backs against the wall.
we did distinctly have to run.
But I had to hop in a Peacecraft to free us there, and that thing's gone.
That's
We do
also
that. We do this scene at the end of Pineapple Express where we just recap everything we've already done.
Okay, so I'm willing to just go cryo chamber and rear facing pivot turret.
I'll send it.
Second, that's my,
I'll definitely.
What'd you say, Eric?
I just my roll 20 just got trying
Oops.
to bring in the cryo chambers and the stuff. It kind of restarted. So please hold.
That's what.
Right.
Well, let's after we finish outfitting the egg, do you guys want to take a short break?
Sure.
Yep. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. We'd take a quick break.
Cool.
Sounds good.
I gotta do a pee.
Yeah, samesies.
Give me a P.
Pee.
All right.
And
I'll tell you what,
What?
since this page does not seem to be loading up, why don't we go ahead and just take our break now? It's 9:23. Can somebody just write on the screen that we will be back in 10 minutes? Is that what we need?
Yeah, seems fine to me.
Cool.
I'll write it in the chat, and I'll write it in the John.
I'm going to give you a we'll be back in 10-minute banner to put up online, Jesso.
Okay.
Not now, but for future stuff. I gotta know that. All right, I shall return as well.
Do. Really, botched my intro there.
You were great. I loved it.
I was like, my brain just went completely blank.
Be the botch. It's perfect how it is.
Oh yeah, I was like, can't go back now.
Mm-hmm. I kind of want to take like an improv class, but I'm way too scared of the public.
I know. I feel you. Or like, just be more cognizant of just really what we're doing. Like,
Right.
It's like I want it to be free form, and like I don't really want to ever overwork it, and I like it being what it is. But like, you could definitely like do some light reading on things that would improve. Like.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, when I was struggling with this all, I was like, I want to read some of the lore to understand more of like what my backstory would be, but there isn't any.
And this is a very unique. It's like very unique game design. Like in that, like it leaves you in these moments where, like you pretty much are forging the story ahead, like opposed to being like deep in someone's like homebrew or like on a very linear adventure path. It's very freeform. So. It leaves you sometimes where you're like, okay, where are the rails? Like, I have to find them, and then like we'll
Right.
But that's the beauty of it too, because you can just like make stuff up, like being
Oh,
like,
yeah.
oh wait, is it still like, are we still in the middle of Excalibur, the season
Right.
that is a thing
right,
now
Or just
because
be-
I just said it is?
right, or be like, oh yeah, like the Great Civil War between my people, and you're like, well, guess there was a Great Civil War between
Now
the
I
people.
gotta make all that. I gotta think about
Yeah,
that
right.
all week so I can say something about it next time.
Or
Yeah.
the simple things of like the last season one that became canon of it's called Polish as the street name for Joe.
Yeah, for Joe.
Yeah, that's perfect. That's perfect.
when I re-listened to that last week, I was like, that, like, Tommy just jumped in with that, and then it was canon. Like, it just immediately.
Within seconds.
Yeah.
That to me is like the beauty of D&D improv. It's just like, oh, you said this random funny thing, and now we all
Right.
gotta go with it.
It kind of like it lets your like little like funny quib moments kind of like that kind of just come in a flash. They get to like survive a little bit longer, you know. And sometimes they can become like cherished groups, cherished jokes in a campaign.
Inside joke, the game.
Exactly. Yeah.
I mean, coming in, it's like I'm still picking up on them of like, oh, the ship's now held together with toothpaste.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I forgot about that.
It's weird, like the way the Roll20 presents all the information. It's like it's all there, but it doesn't. It's not very intuitive. Like you can't just like read it like a book and gather everything. You have to kind of like already know what you're looking for, and then like you expand upon that information. Like opposed to having like one of those like the SRDs and stuff for like Pathfinder and 5e. It's fine. It's like I don't know. It's just a little bit harder to navigate. But once you get into it, like there's like things about like even the Roarnan that I was like, oh shit, like didn't see this on my initial read through.
Well, let me know if you see anything at any point that would give some more color to the Driftlings.
Yeah, that I mean, that's definitely like that's a toughie, like a tough race to play out, like because so you're like a plastic amorphous thing, and then can you control over like if you're around a bunch of humans, you would, even though there are no humans, you'd inevitably become a human, or you would just willingly choose to become a human.
It's kind of like a willingly choose. In general, in our society, it's like you kind of morph into what you like respect. So I think that's a little bit of an interesting dynamic of it too. Because right now I've morphed into looking like the Peacecraft and the big bugs, like not the million bugs that you are, but the big ones.
Yeah.
Because those were my friends that were in the Daylight cult with me, and I'm like morphed into kind of combining them with the Peacecraft. But like once Peacecraft is now out of the story, those guys are out of the story. At some point, I'm going to shift into something else, and like, how's everyone else going to feel if I start looking like Oro, or if I start looking like bugs? Like like very clearly, am I just displaying like who's my best friend, and like I don't care about the rest of you?
It'd also be funny if like you unknowingly did it, but obviously like it's like at first you start looking like Oro, but then like Horus starts being like a badass, and you start like going a little rocky and stuff, and it's like, oh, I see how it is.
Yeah, exactly. But like the character abilities that I have is I can willingly change into other shapes. Like my Nova ability, like so one thing, it's like with our species, this is in a little bit of the lore. It's like, okay, this is what I remember of. It's like it's considered rude to do like an exact copy of someone else. So you never do that. You always make variances, and like you're like, oh, I reflect them, but I'm not them.
Seems
but
legit.
As a Nova point, I can do an exact copy of something.
Nice. So you kind of have like a Nova skill set that could almost be like an infiltrator.
Definitely.
That's tight. Because like I said, my guy is set up kind of to have like a little bit of a healing aspect, and like he has this really cool ability that I just got that like takes advantage of the fact that I can occupy other creatures' squares. So like one thing like a game mechanic we could do is like I could like always hitch a ride on, like as long as someone could hold about 35-40 pounds, I could hitch a ride on to anyone.
Could you use that power to like enhance, like become power gloves on my fists or something? You know what I mean? Like how could we do that?
Like the Hulk hands on your glove.
Right.
Yeah, that
like
see there's the only thing that like the combat, like if I wanted to the melee aspect of that character is like you get this interesting ability that like if you get meleeed upon, you create slippery spaces around you of your fallen comrades, and then like if you expand upon that ability tree, like anytime you're getting attacked, you become like pretty much like a walking hazard.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, and like I think there's some abilities that we all have. I don't know if like do you have like siphon power or like like there's like abilities to share Nova points amongst like crew members. I think
I haven't seen any of that on my stuff.
I don't have any of that. No.
it might be specific to my character. Yeah,
Yeah, I
because like
think you're just a stoic character.
yeah, I think well like I feel like the character has like if it had a mechanic in another game, like I would think it like as a support, you know, maybe cleric, because there's this cool ability that like the reason I was talking about advantage last session was because if I spend one advantage, I could heal anyone that has a psychic connection.
Oh,
one
dope.
damage. So like it's you know an advantage is like pretty loose on how it works, but depending on like the game economy of it, it should be not too hard to get advantage, but you know.
Right. What
it's
was
cool.
the rule for advantage?
So it's like weird. Like whenever you like kind of just take, I feel like when you take a narrative or skill, like you specifically do something to give yourself a more advantageous, like you know, circumstance in the situation. You know,
okay.
you get the high ground, you stealth up before you attack the character.
Right.
You just do anything, and it's like it kind of seems like you kind of make your point to it, or like as long as you kind of create a narrative framework for it, like it should be awarded to you. But the thing is, they get pulled into your ship, so anyone can actually use advantage at any given time. So that also kind of makes it more of a limited resource, like in the DM's eyes or the GM's eyes. But yeah, so like you just do that, and then like some abilities activate on but it essentially works just like inspiration or you know advantage in D&D. You just roll twice and I think you take the better of the two.
That's cool.
Just in terms of weird Nova abilities, like I also have one that's like I can use the Nova abilities of other characters.
Oh, that's badass.
That's fucking dope, dude.
Yeah.
So you could
So-
technically use my gel ability in some fucked up kind of way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, or any of what you were just listening to, Tommy.
Dude, I have like eyes everywhere, spread out to spy. That's pretty cool.
That is cool. Can you look up our abilities? You can, right?
So if you click your character sheet and then you go to the bio and info, you can scroll down at the very last thing.
Yeah, or if you go to the compendium, it'll have like if you type in your species, it'll give you like names, Nova abilities, special abilities, and then you can. It's like got it on a little doc.
Okay.
But it's cool, like mind drilling. But then there's prerequisites. But I have this one that I like. The one I just got is psychic interference, which kind of like worked with that something I was doing earlier. That's like. Remember when I had like that weird pulsating dance thing?
Yeah.
For my character, it's pretty much like it's interesting. Like I didn't know that this was an ability, and it kind of already plays into what we were kind of taking my character through.
Oh, that's perfect.
Yeah. Oh, that's tight. Rornan network. Connect with another Rornan hive elsewhere in the galaxy.
Let me erase all these penises that have been put on screen.
Oh, somebody finally saw it or commented on it.
So you noticed the penises, did you?
Penises everywhere.
So here's the Earth. Oh yeah, bodies of my comrades create slippery ground when you take damage, and then it's like
fucking bad.
then you get cries of my comrades, where it's bodies of my comrades harmed enemies. So you come, and then spreading the bodies covers more ground.
Shit.
So you can like go in there and like start swinging, and then become like a kind of like I imagine like a corrosive or like noxious thing.
Yeah. I can't. You and Aura need to be like talking in Russian accents to each other. I feel like because you're all like my comrades.
Yeah, right. This is the people's planet of bugs. But I also have like, do you have MI abilities like defensive net, attacking your ship's MI space, 1 extra damage into the net? Like, because I feel like there has to be some layover. Like, there has to be some general abilities, right? Or like,
I think everybody's pretty unique. Like,
Yeah.
did a good
So-
job.
now what's a collapse point? Have you ever used
so
one?
collapse-
I'm back.
So collapse points are so when you all fail a roll, depending on anytime in combat really, I take what's called a collapse point, and a collapse point basically lets me do something extra. It lets me. It's kind of like a move for me. So while everything's kind of pretty balanced, the collapse point kind of gives me I think what they call like fate points or something like that. Lets me take a move. It lets me take a hard move.
Right. Yeah, because it says one GM spends collapse points, move up to 3 squares. If I took like the early reaction.
So basically, okay. So the way I've been playing combat is if you fail, I might roll the dice. The consequence dice, and then you take a consequence right away. But sometimes I will just hold that to use at a later point. So, for example, when you all were fighting against the ship that clung onto the side that was boarding, I used a collapse point to make them already begin the boarding process. Instead of giving you the opportunity to avoid it, I used a collapse point to make that happen.
Mm-hmm. Cool. And
But again, we play hard and loose, fast and loose with the rules here.
Rule of cool.
Rule of cool, baby.
Kickflip that horse. Auto success.
Have you ever even ridden a horse?
Not without somebody holding the front of it on a little leash thing.
Not ones that didn't move up and down and in circles.
I was
What? Sorry.
dating a girl that was like super into horses and like actually worked with horses and stuff, and it was pretty demasculating when it was like, yeah, ride the horse. I got on the horse just like super scared and stiff, and like this girl that I was dating like walked it around in a circle. Just like,
That
yep,
rules.
this is awesome. She also had
Here
a pet raccoon.
here I am, master of my domain.
King of my
Pet
castle.
raccoon, that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
Dude is your.
What was it like dating a druid?
You failed your handle animal check. You took -2 to your charisma.
Yeah, there's some dirty jokes there. Handle
None
an
of-
animal. You know what the fucking say.
Can you handle this animal?
All right, I'm putting y'all's pivot turret right in the back, right?
Here?
Yeah, that makes
That
sense.
works.
So that'll be able to cover the aft near, aft far, and port far,
No.
or
two
just
different
aft
directions,
near
front
and aft.
left. Yeah, so it can either do. Yeah, so it'll do for this position aft near and port near.
Okay.
Good for boarding.
Yeah.
2 adjacent directions. Range is near.
I'm gonna vote that we need to buy one matching one of those to put on the other side at some point.
Yeah,
But
as soon
also-
as we get another payoff.
Yeah, this is Prisoner just being like, we need more guns.
You're not wrong.
what? Mechanically speaking, though, like we can heal all the hull damage and everything. We can like bring the egg to full repair, right?
Yeah, so for this particular trip, you didn't take any damage.
Right.
So there's no repair that really needed to be done. But on the last trip, you all took a bit of damage from the ships and also from your weird jump.
Right.
So I'm also going to be adding some homebrew stuff as well.
Ooh.
That might be a little bit more specific to you guys and I think might fit better. But I will make sure that if that situation comes about, you all know about it. But some of the stuff.
So, did we finish already? Like, do we leave the area we were buying stuff?
I mean, it's kind of one of these things. You can buy stuff from pretty much anywhere when you're on a planet. You can
Right.
get onto your
I
sky.
was just thinking of like
built-in.
we bought cryo chambers and the port gun. Again, I'm gonna say Prisoners is very much just like, hey, I'm just giving suggestions here, but like turns around and looks back at the ship and sees how much toothpaste is on it and was like, are you sure we don't need any more of that?
All right, so
I mean, he's not wrong.
as you come outside the ship, I'm saying you guys are kind of coming out, right?
Yes.
Laddie's sitting there, and he's like, "Oh, so you guys want to do some repairs?" Well, I don't know why I went with this first. So.
Yeah, totally. Of course. Thank you, Lattice. If you can facilitate that, we would. There's no one we would rather have in charge.
All right, do a perception check of 4 difficulty for me, Oro.
Ooh-wee.
That's hard to see.
Remember doing rolls?
Oh yes.
Perception check, complexity 4. All right, let me make my window a little bit bigger so I can actually see all the buttons. Here we go.
Okay,
Let's pass.
so you notice that Laddis is kind of a little. He's sitting there, and he's like, "I think you dropped this," and he hands you over the hard drive. I believe you dropped this. I don't know. Is this yours?
Did I actually drop it? Or is he just handing me another another USB?
You go through your stuff and you realize that yes, indeed, you did not have it on you. And
Interesting. Lettuce, I didn't realize you had such larceny in your heart. You are a povey of in my own mold.
Look, I apologize. My actions were a little bit sneaky, but I.
Oh, you Fiberian, you are such a scamp.
But I have a reason. I mean, I have a very, very good reason.
I'd love to hear it.
My contact said that you all had maybe been in some touch with an organization, and I just saw that you had something with their logo on it, and I just needed to verify. Those are not good people.
Oh, I have no doubt of that. I was honestly considering a low grade double cross on them as well. I know a guy. He wanted me to go to this derelict plasma mining platform that's where we just came from, and there was plasma ghosts there. He wanted all this info from the station, and he had me download it onto, and I pull out the legitimate OOH drive, and I'm like, he had me connect this to the station's computer, what was left of it. I don't know how much, if anything, he will get any good info off of it at all. But what do you stand to gain by preventing him? What do you know about what happened on the mining platform?
I don't know anything about the mining platform. I'm gonna go ahead and give me an empathy roll, difficulty 2.
Okay. I close my character sheet again, like a big dumbo.
Dude, I do it every time.
I'm gonna put it in its own window, like an adult.
You gotta separate it, yeah.
What complexity are you?
Just 2. Just a nice easy number 2.
Let's pass.
Is okay, so I don't feel so bad now for putting some of my tracking data. The plan, that now that I hear it, was very terrible, and they would have definitely not fallen for it. So I'm very happy I got a hold of this. I put some tracking information on there to find out what they're up to. So the Order of Heroes, the little that I know about them is they're a group of scientists, and they've been gathering up resources. But more troublesome than that, obviously, is that they've, just like the Daylight, they have also kidnapped people and creatures, and they're tossing them at the burn to find out what happens. they're taking creatures from different planets. They're taking humans. They're not humans because those don't exist. Sentients. They're taking sentients from all over the galaxy, and I heard about them when I was on the station. I was able to break into the Daylight's computers and download some information.
No
about
shit.
them. And
You can hack too?
oh,
Mother guy.
I mean,
From months
know.
away.
So yes, this when I was hostage on their station, I took advantage of their zealous blindness. They don't see
Sure.
the small details. You just have to play along. But the worrisome thing is that they're collecting more and more dangerous items and more rare items, and I'm afraid that some of those items may only be one of a kind. And I know the Ark has been following the Order of Heroes as well. So I wanted to make sure that they don't do any more damage. And, there's things for my species that they've come after, and there's very little left of us, as you know. So we have a common enemy there.
Indeed, yes. Anyone in this era trying to, snuff out the peoples of these increasingly rare planets, yes, certainly that is someone I would consider an enemy.
Yeah.
So you say you learned about the Order of Heroes from the Daylight computers? That was where we met you, correct?
Yeah. Well, that's. Give me something checked. We could do suave or empathy or something. He's kind of hesitant. When you ask, he's kind of hesitant to answer your questions, and you kind of detect that. So let's
sure. I'll try empathy again. I feel like we've got a pretty good rapport going here.
I believe so too. I'll give you. Let's say this. I'll give you 3. And you'll get some information regardless, unless all 3 of them match. But even if you get doubles, you'll just learn a little bit less.
All right, I'm into it. Let's see.
All right.
Oh yeah.
So he seems a little bit flustered for a bit, and he's like,
"Latest, you can trust me. Come on, bud.
There's
why the cagey look?
I've heard whispers of them, and the truth is they came to my planet, and they've come several times. I know they've especially been paying a lot of attention to our bone is something very special to them, and I was
that is the name of a planet, correct?
Yes.
Arbonne?
That is the planet that prisoners from.
Oh, Ardone. I got you.
Ardone. Sorry, I don't know the accent very well. So
I simply misheard you, my friend.
I after what they had done, taken people from my planet and had thrown us at the burn, I decided that I was going to find out what I could from them, and the opportunity came aboard, and I got myself captured. So yeah, you could kind of say that I've got something out for these guys.
That sounds perfectly reasonable to me, my friend. I can assure you that we will do everything in our power if we encounter the Daylight again or the Order of Heroes. Like I said, my plan was already to rip them off. And I thank you for providing me with this identical USB drive.
Yes. They will never know the difference. Thank you.
I sure hope you are right. But yes, thank you also for facilitating the repairs to our Mama Egg, and we will see you after some R&R and after we make some contacts with other folk here on Ozobni.
Excellent. All right. So So he goes back to start making the repairs on your ship, and
Oh, yeah.
he takes off. Nice. Very well. That was fun. All right. So what do you all want to do now? You have a couple of things that you can do. I'm going to throw it over to the guys since we just had an pretty Oro heavy scene. What's the rest of the crew interested while Oro's making shady deals like you've probably seen her do all over?
I mean, really, my biggest concern would just kind of be making sure the captain's like in a good space. Like, I don't have any like big plans right now. So,
do you guys want to do kind of a Ronan scene? We could say that you guys went down to the bar to grab a drink, and you guys are by yourselves.
Well, Horst is working on the ship, I would say. I think he's trying to do repairs.
I think that's what you have Lattice for. Lattice is taking care of that shit for you. But, I mean, you could
to watch over Lattice.
You gonna be that guy? You gonna work over his shoulder?
I mean, not necessarily like the manager that's just watching you work and stand there, but I'd imagine...
Even worse, the customer just sitting there.
I would just imagine Horst being way more concerned with getting the ship in repair before he can, like, relax. And he's already, got a buzz going on from the pills, so...
Well, the ship is repaired. You all didn't take any damage from the last trip, so right now you're getting the cryo chambers and the stuff installed.
Right,
or
but all the
wait till later.
toothpaste has to be replaced with actual, not toothpaste.
Okay.
But I won't keep fighting you about it. We can say that the ship is all good, and I go to the bar.
No, we can do a scene where you're staying back at the ship, and Doc's being like, "Hey, let's go down to." Yeah, and you talk to the ship, and you're like, "Hey, let's go down to the bar," and you're like, that scene works. Yeah. If that's good with you.
Take me where you want me, Tommy.
Well,
paint me a word picture.
Like the French girls.
I would just make sure that you're cool, Cap. I mean, we get like my big thing would be to go eat some metal that isn't the egg.
We're probably cutting off lots of scrap. That's why Horst is going to be cutting off little bits of scrap metal and tossing them on the ground towards you.
Yeah, they just kind of like you'd hear like a blending sound, like zzz, and then just be gone. You could like kind of do like shots from far, and then I'd like move to the target so you always hit.
Yeah. I love it.
Because literally the biggest thing my one is to know where the other Ronan are from the Gleam, but I haven't. They can communicate with us so right now kind of I hate that I don't have like a very narrative driven point right now.
That's a good point for you.
Yeah, but like really
a good point for you.
Yeah, no, I mean I'm not mad at it, but what I'm saying right now it's just really especially the last time me and the captain spoke, he was I just want to see him cooled off.
Yeah. Doc, I like you. I don't know much about you, but you haven't lied to me. I know it. I can tell.
Nothing to lie to you about, Captain.
You can't hide a lie from these eyes, and he looks you in the eyes, but his eyes are super dilated and shaky.
And
is that Horst's voice? That's not Horst's voice.
It's Horst's voice while he's on drugs.
Yeah, his calm down voice.
He's on sedatives.
No, it's on the sedative voice.
Yeah, this is the Horst sedative voice.
Well, Captain,
Doc, you're a good guy.
When coming down from a flight, what do you like to enjoy? A drink or maybe something to eat?
Yeah.
I could see you going out for a good steak dinner, Captain. Good brat. What do you eat?
Space steak.
Mostly
Space
rocks.
Steak. I'm rocks adjacent. I like that kind of shit.
Rock steaks.
Yeah. I'll take my
steaks.
like the Goron from Legend of Zelda, how they like cook up rocks and they just eat that.
Well, see, I like it dry. I like a good rust crust on my metal. A dry age. A little bit of salt.
You know, we're not so different, you and I, because isn't metal just fancy rock?
You're speaking my language, Captain. I've made the argument many times.
I'm saying.
But you seem much better now. I understand that what you do, you can't do unless you do it the way you do.
Oh, that makes total sense to me. Absolutely. You get me. See, you get me. All of you guys are my new friends, and you get me.
I will, even though it almost has no mechanical value, I would like to use my ability to heal the captain, just to make you feel. So I will, if I have an advantage, I will spend it to just kind of knit you up.
You have an advantage because I not to speak over Ari, but I would say you have an advantage because I think Horst is susceptible to your friendship right now.
Yeah.
You have yeah, you're gonna do some healing on him. Yeah, you are.
Roll your friendship save.
Yeah, right. I have the
roll for heart. Roll for heart.
Yeah.
If you do want to roll something, so you can
I just want to throw a roll down.
I mean, that's what's good about this game. Like usually, don't roll unless it's it's important. But in this game, you get points by spending different dice. So
True. Yeah, because I would do the refortifying, spend one advantage, and make a skill roll to restore one health level to a creature. Even though you're not hurt, I just think it'd be fun to.
No, he's hurt. He still has one damage.
Oh yeah. Then I guess I'll roll. I would imagine I'd roll a medicine, but I guess I could use any mental check.
Medicine.
All right. You want to do complexity 2? You want to say at this state you want to kick it up to 3, or?
Well, I'll say because you have, if you're at the ship, you can also use the healing station as well, so you have the advantage. So just do 2.
Cool. Boom. Hey.
Nice.
Yeah. So yeah, Horst, you can add 1 point of harm to yourself, and I think you're back up to 4. Yep. So. Cool. So you guys are talking. You're all healed up.
Mm-hmm. Do you, Doc, know anything about MIs?
Well, I do understand a little bit about them. I mean, they don't exist on this plane exactly, but I believe, from what we've learned, there is something about them that was maybe once more worldly than I ever considered. The egg spoke of a body, having legs and feeling itself. I mean, I always thought that they were conjured or brought about, drawn from the plane in which they dwell. But maybe there's more to egg than meets the eye.
Maybe. I wonder who would know that.
Well, I'm going to say, Doc, you learned about this because of your connection with the Glean and how the Glean helped your species.
Mm-hmm.
So you probably had some connection there with what they had going on. And so what you know about the Glean is the Glean are a very intelligent, very advanced species. And they invented MI. They were the ones that came out before MI. It was like leaky plasma, basically like space diesel, and it was polluting everything and was becoming unbearable. And then the Glean invented MI, and it changed everything. And plasma just became used for more planetary stuff and for other less, polluting measures. And MI became all the rage, and people start switching over to it. It is pretty much clean. It doesn't leave any kind of polluting. The MI works off its own energy. So there is really no need for external power.
But where do they come
I know. It eludes me. I'm sure, though, the Walla could enlighten us, but she may be a little protective of the information.
Can you think of any excuse for me to roll a knowledge check?
Sure. Why don't you decide what type of knowledge you want? So if you want to maybe kind of reach back in your history and find out something kind of important, you could roll 4. If you're looking for something more superficial, maybe 2. I'll let you pick this one on depending on like how much I say you can gather.
I'm thinking knowledge, like a history.
73.
Yes, perfect. I got this. I want to think if like I could. So Horst feels like a very strong connection with Mother and always has. And I think Horst wants to figure out not only like how the MI is created, but if he knows like the person, the voice behind Mother Egg. You know what I mean?
So the voice before, only Oro heard that voice, and it was not Mother Egg's voice. When
The one that said that they were like that there was a new sensation and they didn't feel their legs and stuff.
Would I not know that?
A different voice.
Oh, I thought Horst heard that.
I
Oro
100% told the crew about that.
Okay, cool.
Yes,
Cool.
but what I'm saying is you couldn't translate what it really heard like.
Right.
So
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Voice
So
sounded
maybe
like.
just the first part then.
I could say that it was a different voice, but I couldn't describe how it was different.
Sure.
Exactly. Yeah.
Makes sense.
Gotcha.
Perfect.
Okay.
Like
Yeah, then I'm
like
looking
the
at-
like the difference between like Janet and evil Janet on The Good Place.
Yes, except I will give you that. Okay, go ahead and what did you roll? Did you roll something?
No, I haven't yet.
I've got a couple things that I can share depending on how and what you roll.
Okay. I'm sorry. I've got to manage kittens at the same time.
Oh, game over. No worries.
Think about the cats. Think about the cats.
You talking about Oro?
I'm
Y'all talking about Oro.
Fucking Mako's developed a great habit of jumping on the table and trying to attack my mouse cursor.
Modern problems.
I took a fishing lure and removed all the hooks from it, and I just throw it in the other room, and they chase it, and I reel it back.
Little
You
bauble.
should get the toy. It's like a piece of fabric that has like a little motor underneath. With
Oh,
a little
yeah.
tail. Because if
Fucking good
they
ones.
like chasing cursors, they'll probably love that fucking thing.
Mako just wants to fight everything that moves.
Hell yeah, warrior cat.
Yeah, like literally, I can't get dressed in the morning without every article of clothing being attacked.
Badass.
Also, while we're here, I would like
Mako.
to thank Pixelot for
Yeah, I saw that.
letting me Google this picture and add it to by copying it from the online. I don't know.
Nice.
What are you talking about?
It's not Creative Commons.
While you all were talking, I went and Googled this map to do the scene in and the
Cool.
loading bay. So I just grabbed one of the ones that looked the coolest as quick as I could. And I was thanking Pixelot because they were the site I got it from. And I don't know if
Hell yeah.
For all your background needs. Pixelot.
Pixelot.
What complexity you want me
Pixelations.
Well, that's the thing. I thought this would be interesting to decide the depth of the knowledge you want to discover. So if you want to roll something like for 4, you'll get like some really like juicy tidbits that come out. If you roll 3, you'll get something that's more kind of local information. And if you want to roll a 2, you'll get just some like a day-to-day kind of piece of information that'll help you like within the next like, couple hours or so or something like that.
Okay. Let's go with, I want to do a 4, but I don't have faith in it. So I think I want to roll a 3, and maybe I can find some sort of lead to get me more information.
It sounds about right.
Okay. Oh gosh. Sorry, hold on. Managing screens. So many of them. I
Okay.
should have tried the 4.
Whoa,
Whoa, we rolled dice on the stream. That's so cool.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
what
really
you
cool.
want. And if you want to get rid of them, you just click on any of the die and they'll disappear.
Oh, that's so cool.
Everybody should turn them on. I realize they've made them an individual option.
Oh.
How do you do that?
I can do
yeah.
that too. Cool. All right. Go ahead and roll a 2 then.
Yes, chef.
Found it.
Filling up your vase.
Okay, so as you try and ponder like a deeper connection or something that you look back in your past, maybe it's just because you're still kind of hungover and your mind's not quite working as well as it should, but you can't really think of anything that comes to mind anymore about the MI. You're kind of at a standstill, but you're figuring that there are glean out there. You know that the connection's the glean. You know that the scientist of the Ark is a glean, and there is some information that she may have. She's the one that put you onto it, and she did ask you to come to it. I will say that you, for that information, is that you have no reason not to believe that she doesn't have best intentions. And if you want to learn more about the MI, that's really your best lead right now. Is that, unless you want to go and search for other glean in different parts, because there are glean all over the universe. But this is probably going to be your best lead for MI information.
Doc, you want to go look for glean?
I'd love to, Captain.
Let's get it.
Capitan.
All right, excellent. Okay,
Can I charge my shield before I leave?
sure.
Cool.
All right, so let's do our shady little drug deal. I mean, memory deal with Prisoner and Oro.
Sounds good to me. Before we go, can I just do a double check on the drive that they just gave me?
Check the goods.
Sure.
Just make sure that it's like something that will actually like read as the thing that they want it to be. You know what I mean?
As you plug it in, it looks from the naked eye like a complete copy of what you downloaded.
Just minus the info about space ghosts.
However, yeah, the part about space ghosts has been kind of deleted.
That's legit.
Instead, it kind of ends a little bit sooner, and you see that it is pretty much. But if you wanted to see what else was on there done by possibly a hacker, you'd have to do a computer roll. But off looking at it just right offhand, you feel that it's
can I do a computer roll just to give it a little extra gander?
okay. I'm gonna say sure. However, I am gonna say there is possible repercussions here since you're messing with.
Oh, you think it might be tamper evident?
It's possible. You don't know.
I'll give it a shot.
Okay. Give me a difficulty of 3, please.
Here we go. Nice. I'm doing so much better tonight than last
It's
week.
Oro's day.
So as you examine the drive, you're kind of looking for any type of back ends or any type of entrance or anything like that, and you just do not see anything. It looks super clean. If there's something on that drive, you yourself cannot even find it. It's very well hidden.
Great.
If there's something on there.
Yeah, that sounds fine to me. Yeah, I'm willing to make this bait and switch for sure.
Sweet.
So I guess I'll go cruise around Wheel Space Sally's looking for, or I mean, I guess I probably have his cell phone number, Nova Ostrin.
Yeah,
I just call him up and be like, "Yo, meet me in the alley."
You want me to get a space alley? Let's see if we can find a space alley.
Wheel space alleys.
Wheel Space Sally's Wheel Space Alley.
So you've basically said to me at some point, like, "Hey, we're about to go do this thing, right?"
Yeah, like I wanted to like make it clear that I was doing a switch just for the sake of honesty, and I wanted to let you know that there is a slight chance that they might catch on to it. So
Yeah, I mean, you told me you wanted to make the switch, and I was just kind of like,
yeah, you didn't
Okay.
really care, right?
yeah, I know, but it was just more of like, I realize that's gonna bring some danger in here, but like,
Okay,
if that's
cool.
what you're, no,
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure we're on the same page.
no,
All right,
more
cool. I
than
appreciate
anything,
it,
it's like before we leave, I was like, can we, like, hey, like, can I charge my shields and what kind of armaments or whatever? What do I need to bring for this? Like, do I need to have my plasma or charge rifle ready, or what do we need?
I think charge. Excuse me. I think charge your shield is a pretty good idea. Maybe leave the rifle at home. If you have a pistol, maybe better idea. I have my pistol on me, so I also have these cool vampire brass knuckles. But I don't think I feel like Letus is a pretty cool dude. He has done quality work for us so far. I don't think he would. I don't think he would set us up to fail. I don't think we're going to have to.
I'm not worried about this Lattice guy. I don't know this other guy, so that's my concern.
Sure, the other guy's a little sketchy. I mean, it's honestly like 50-50 odds whether he is setting us up already. This whole thing may well have been a ruse. Who knows? This guy's kind of a how do you say Zetoze Peko. An honorless goat. He's a beast of burden. He works for others with no goals of his own in mind. He only pulls the cart. You know what I mean?
So I'm totally down to go. I guess just kind of out of character here of like, as I look at the artwork of Prisoner, even though he's not as how I'm envisioning him as a bug-looking robot, he's always got 4 arms. Like, I'd really like to be able to like dual wield, pistols with him with like other options available too.
You want to hide 2 of your arms? Is what you're saying?
No. I'm just saying it's just like in terms of like.
That's a great idea.
I have that would be handy for future things, but I'm just saying like if I have one pistol, I have one pistol. I want to acquire a second one so that I can always have I got 4 arms. I want to be able to shoot 2 at the same time and then still do other things with my other arms.
You'll never be able to escape the quad laser. Jumping is useless.
So, just I mean, like out of character is just like at some point I don't know how that already like is that gonna overly complicate things or be possible, but really,
this is what I'm gonna say with something like that. I will borrow rules from like D&D on this and say that you probably are not proficient with all of those hands. And it's like if you wanted to shoot one-handed, you'd be more accurate. If you went to 2, both hands would be less accurate. So if you shot with 4, that would be super inaccurate. So I'm thinking somewhere in that range, like your difficulty will increase the more you want to shoot. And maybe we can make that some sort of also Nova skill where you have like 4-armed precision and you can use a Nova point to shoot for like perfectly aimed shots.
Okay. But all right, so we'll take that offline or figure it out later. But Prisoner is ready to go. Oro, let's lead me where you take me, Catwoman.
Hell yeah, let's do this. So yeah, we'll post up in front of Wheelspace Sally's, and I'll shoot Nova Ostrin a text message and say, "Yo, what up? Back from platform, got your USB drive. Come on down to WSS. Got it out front here. And you also bring some gel, maybe."
You get a slab response back that says, Hey, what? Why do you keep calling it a USB drive, man? Where are you from?
Man, you
I'll
think
be
I
there-
can
I'll be
remember
there
all
in
these
5.
different proprietary formats?
All right.
What do I look like, a nerd?
All right. So
Hmm.
here you all are. I imagine that prisoner, you stand a little bit bigger for some reason than everybody.
I like
Oh,
this.
yeah.
It's a nice puffed up look. Intimidating.
So there you see in the corner, as you guys are sitting there showing up, he's like, "What's up? What's going on, guys? Hey, who's this? Oro? Who's this?"
This is my friend, a new member of my crew. He's come for just to get the lay of the land, if you will. I have your data drive.
What, you don't trust me? Let me see that. And
What?
he takes the drive and he plugs it in, and he starts looking at it.
What, you don't trust me? This guy.
Maybe just. I don't know if there's anything on here yet. Let me check this out. And he.
Yeah, we got all types of data.
All types of fucking data.
It was a pretty boring trip, all things considered. Got a couple of barrels of plasma, got them to the Egan Guild. You know.
Oh shit. Yeah.
Oh.
So he starts searching through, and he's going through, and he's like, everything looks pretty clean. The only problem is I don't know how much I could trust your friend here. What would you say your name was?
I didn't.
Got him.
I see your friend's got a sense of humor over here. Let me.
He does. He's a gentle giant. He's a good guy. Trust me. He goes by Priz.
Priz. It's a quite interesting name. Well, Priz, if you're rolling around Oro here, you're probably a bit more trouble than it's worth. But I tell you what, the people that I work for are going to appreciate the work that you've done. If you have anything else, why don't you reach out to us? We will be probably reaching out to you soon enough. I was wondering if you're going to be on planet for a while.
We'll be here for, a bit. We have a payday celebration coming tonight. Excuse me, I had a loud burp I had to do there.
Got him.
But I do have a couple of things that I could maybe pass along to you to ask you about.
What's up? Information's not cheap.
Well, I mean, I did just give you this whole collection of data on this mining platform. The whole sordid tale of the negligence and the exploitation that was going on there. I feel I shouldn't have to pay for at least a little bit of this info.
Yes.
Also, I'd like for you to transfer that Argent to my Space Venmo as soon as possible.
No, it's already there.
Oh, excellent.
Your space.
All right, thank you. Okay. So the main thing that I wanted to ask you about was, have you ever heard of anything like a wormhole, maybe, or something called like a slipstream? Have you ever heard of anyone doing like a faster than light type of jump?
What type of drugs have you been taking? What?
Well, it wasn't the types of drugs that I was taking. Speaking of drugs, did you get my second text message about bringing me another gel or two?
Yeah. I got this here.
Okay, excellent.
Why don't you both give me an empathy check? We'll say difficulty of 3. See how this conversation goes.
Okay.
Probably not well for a prisoner role.
Oh!
Priz with the 3s.
But I've already been kind of like disconnected from the conversation. I'm just there to observe for the most part.
He's my muscle.
Yeah. totally sitting there like muscle. I see that you've got like at one point he looks over at you, you cross two of your arms, and then he's like still looking at you, and then you slowly cross the other two.
I like that a lot.
Yeah, that's right.
Nice.
So he kind of steps back, and he gets a little quiet, but he turns to Oro and looks to you, and this guy, I don't know much about that, but I just be careful with information. My current employer, I'm a independent contractor, but my current employer, I'll tell you this because I like you. You done me a solid. You made me some money, but they're not somebody you want to be telling a lot about or even talking about. And they are very interested in new, magical, strange powers. So if you go around talking about stuff like that, you're going to draw a lot of unwanted attention. And I will tell you that for a friend. Next time, I can't promise I won't profit off information like this.
I appreciate that, Noveostrin. Speaking of magic abilities, have you ever heard of perhaps a magical intelligence saying things about like an old body or anything of that sort? Have you ever heard of like a displaced MI identity?
I feel like you just. Well, let's see. I know quite a bit about MI, and there is a mystery of where they've come from.
Indeed.
There has been something that's come up. Let me look at this. All right. I've got some information that I can send you over. I'm gonna have to dig through my database and have the GM prepare something.
That is perfectly fine, my friend. Whatever info you can get me on these range of topics, I do not expect it immediately, but at your leisure, I would love to be able to consider you one of my sources, one of my network of collaborators, if you will.
Says, well, in that case, I think you'll notice that the payment that you've made was only 3,000 Argent that you received. I will take the other 2 for the information I will send you later. And you see the bloop, and it like takes 2,000 out of your account.
Fair enough. I certainly hope it is worth it, Noveostrin.
Oh, yes. I mean, this is... Again, I would kind of be careful, but I do have something that I could ask of you, my friend.
Yeah, go ahead.
You do a lot of traveling out there, a lot of different worldly adventures. You get off planet a lot.
It's been a fair amount of the old up and down the last couple of weeks, at least.
You ever seen a blip?
Do you mean a blip?
A blip. They're tiny. They're adorable. Don't tell me you haven't seen a blip before.
I honestly.
That amazing creature.
What's that?
It's on the stream right now, and it's fucking adorable.
Aw.
A blip. They live on different planets out. I think there's one out on the Ghost Belt that has them, but they've got quite a particular ability. I'm surprised you haven't heard about them, especially in the type of work we do. They have the special ability to how do you say it? Phase through metals and materials, getting into places that a lot of people can't. If you could find one of those, I could train one of those to do some amazing things. So if you happen to find one, I've got a 20,000 Argent bounty on these things. So
I will 100% certainly keep my eye out for an adorable multi-tailed puppy creature.
I kind of see them more like foxes, he said.
You are extremely on brand for me right now, my friend.
He gets very you do see that he gets kind of like when he's like, they're so cute.
No, seriously. Bet you can find I bet you can find some really good Slabstagram accounts with some blips on it, right?
All right, and he's going to take off. And
all right, you send that info you get on the MI, and also I want to know if you find anything about the name Saboya. It's either a giant space snake or a place that maybe forbidden or beyond time. I don't know. Just send it to me in an email. Thank you, Novi Ostrin.
He stops when you say that. When you say Saboya, he stops.
Whoops.
And he turns on his heels and he says, I don't know what you're talking about. But I would say if you did know what you were talking about, again, this is one of those situations where I wouldn't talk about, if you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah, totally, buddy. Like I said, send me the old encrypted email at your leisure. I did just give you 2,000 argent.
He starts laughing. He's like, "No, man, no, I'm just kidding. Listen, Saboya. Yeah, there's some religious. There's that what you call it? The the Gleans talk about it. It's in their religious texts. They have.
Yeah, what's the name of that book?
I don't know. There's several different books, but well, technically they're not books; they're data. So you could get it from any library. It's it has to do with different. It's more of their ancient lore and religious texts. It's come up. Yeah, I've seen that too, and always been curious about it. That's one of the things I also looked into many years back, but didn't really get anywhere with it.
Well, how about you drop your research into the old space Dropbox for me?
Yeah.
You can share. Maybe I can add your notes to an article I want to work on.
He says, "I will point you to all the directions that I have." And
excellent.
And you hear your slab go off as more money gets taken from your account, leaving you.
Oh my gosh! Leave me with how much?
1,000 argent. You've paid 4,000 argent for information here.
I better get a fucking return on this. I swear to God.
It's good info.
Better be.
I told you, information's expensive. And
yeah, you weren't fucking kidding, buddy. All right. Well, thank you, Novi Ostrin. I'm going to transfer half of the remaining funds to Prisoner over here and say thank you for your support. I mean that. It didn't sound sincere when I said it out loud, but I meant it.
No problem.
I wouldn't bother saying it if I didn't mean it. That guy just kind of ripped me off a little bit.
Yeah, I'm a little bit like 500 argent. Okay, sure.
I'm really gonna say I was really, really hoping you were gonna fight this guy. Really,
that I was
really like. I have here. Pick a fight, and but Oro brought muscle, which I didn't quite take into consideration. I mean, I thought it might be possible, but
there was definitely like as he was walking away and was like bouncing around between about to tell us information or not, or like okay he's gonna sell us information. Like it wasn't my money. It like I didn't really realize that like half of my or all of the. I have no idea how much Oro was going to split with me, but the fact that I'm only getting 500 pisses me off. Maybe I could have gotten more. There were times I was about to try and roll some type of like intimidation action there.
Oh man, you should have. I'm sorry.
Well, now you know. Yeah. My money is our money.
Now I know.
It's okay. We'll get more out of this Zitozi Pico before too long.
That was.
We got to maybe we get Lawala on the horn rather.
All right.
She knows
we're gonna go ahead and say that as you guys go back into Wheel Space Sally's, the music is bumping, and I think that's also going to be calling the end of our show, if I'm not mistaken. It is 10:30 already.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm getting a little sleepy.
Oh,
Dang, that time, I can't believe it's 10:30 already.
right? Yeah, time flies.
That was fun.
Yeah, hell yeah. Thanks, Ari.
Fucking A, yeah, that's
As
great.
always.
Dang.
Another excellent session.
Time fucking flies when you're having fun.
That was good.
That was fantastic. You guys are awesome.
Are we doing our
Awesome.
farewell song here?
We are going to do our
We'll
farewell song.
meet again.
So
Don't
I've
know
got
where.
some stuff that Ivan has written out. I'm going to go ahead and give it a shot because
Little copy.
Yeah,
a
do it.
little copy to read. So thanks everyone for joining us tonight. You can find us on, well, our social media isn't here yet, but we do have a YouTube page that is up, but doesn't have anything until tomorrow or the next day. How to Kick Flip a Horse. We want to thank Yev. Special thanks to Yev for making this awesome music. You didn't hear a lot of it this week, but you will hear it on the edited videos, especially. And yeah, go support, follow us, even though we don't have anybody yet. But you can find him on SoundCloud.com, and it is UQ Project. Is that what it is?
It's
Yep,
quarantine.
soundcloud.com/UQ Project.
UQ Project, not Quarantine Project. All right, cool.
It's, well, the full title is Untitled Quarantine Project, but
All right,
it's
so
UQ
yeah,
Project.
SoundCloud.com, UQ Project. So this is the crew of the Inconsequential Space Egg and our intrepid adventurers. Tune in again next week as we continue to say, we teach you all how to kick flip a horse. So say goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye, everybody.
Arrivederci.
I love you, Mother Egg.